Good morning, guys. Welcome to Tyler's Talking Sports. So it's either Monday morning or it's Thursday morning because we drop 2 episodes weekly at 6 a.m. Monday morning and Thursday morning. Monday morning's episode will be called Off the Record, where we talk about a little bit of everything. We just sit back, 2 guys talking about sports. My name is Tyler Hess. On the other side of the mic, you're going to hear from my brother from another mother, Tyler Castle. We talk sports. We're going to become your favorite sports podcast. You're going to want to listen to us. But Mondays, we have Off the Record. Thursday morning is where you find out what's getting ready to happen this upcoming Saturday in college football. We go over the biggest matchups, who's going to win the Heisman, who we think is going to win. We also talk about the local games here in Southwest Virginia and East Tennessee. So we're so glad to have you guys, but do us one favor. It's one itty-bitty favor. If you don't care, whatever it is you're listening on, because, guys, we on everything. We on all major podcasting platforms, and we're on YouTube, and we're on Facebook. So be sure you hit that follow button. Be sure you follow us, subscribe to us, do whatever you can. Every little bit helps, guys, and we appreciate everything. We're doing this for you guys, and we hope you fall in love with us. Love us or hate us, we feel like you're going to come back. Thank you, guys. Enjoy this episode.
This episode is brought to you by Next Level Fitness Club in Lebanon, Virginia. 1806 East Main Street, Lebanon, Virginia, 24266. They are a 24/7 gym facility, 24/7 tanning. They also offer certified personal training and certified functional fitness classes to fit all needs. If you're in the market for a gym membership, this is a great place to hit up. Hit up Ethan, Tyler, or Jordan at any of their numbers, and check out the website at www.nextlevelfitnessclub276.com.
This episode is brought to you by Little's Lawn Care. Little's Lawn Care is the all-you-need lawn care people. You need your yard mowed. You need your leaves blowed out of your yard. You need your gutters cleaned out. Contact Little's Lawn Care at 276-698-5104. Again, that number is 276-698-5104. You can text them and you can call him. His name is Brandon Little. He's an incredible person, and be sure you let him know that the Tyler sent you.
And we're live! Season 2, Episode 33. Playoffs return and bowl recap. This is Tyler's Talking Sports. Happy Monday morning. Hopefully everyone has had a wonderful holiday week. I know Hess and I have. This is your first time tuning in. On the other side of the mic, my brother from another mother, Tyler Hess, and myself, Tyler Castle, bringing you Tyler's Talking Sports. Welcome back, everyone. We hope y'all have had a wonderful week. Hess, have you had a wonderful week and weekend, man? Let's go through it. Haven't talked to you. We haven't done a live in a week. We've had a week off.
No, man, Christmas was great. It was absolutely wonderful. Work sucked as always this week. Always just terrible between the holidays, trying to get that last year and push in. But, yeah, Christmas was great, man. Weekend's been pretty good. Can't complain about it. Got to watch some good football yesterday, some really good college football bowl games. Got to watch some college basketball yesterday. So, it's pretty good. Pretty good day.
Pretty solid. I like that, man. I'm glad you had a good time.
Potential huge snowstorm coming. Record breaker. So, hey, get excited about that too.
When's that coming?
It's a couple weeks out. A lot of different models. Nothing to write home to mama about.
So, if someone had some bad tires on their truck,
get them within the next week or two. Next week or two.
They better go ahead and just pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Because, like, someone, hypothetically speaking, I'm not talking about myself or anybody, but hypothetically speaking, someone has them in his cart, but he just hasn't clicked buy yet.
I'll probably click it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like I need to.
Yeah.
I was trying to wait, as long as I could. But
I mean, hey, might miss it. A lot of models out there show just a little bit. Then there's some that show a lot. Just depends on the temperature is going to be there. Just depending on the precipitation.
Man, speaking of weather, not trying to get off topic, but man, we had a bruiser come through this morning, didn't we? Guys, this is Sunday, of course, for us. So, yeah, a bruiser.
Real windy.
Yeah, it came in just like a bully, man, with all that wind. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was a little wild out there. But, yeah, sounds like you had a great holiday week. I did myself.
Did you?
Yeah, a lot of running. Had a lot of dinners. I think,
triceps are still sore.
Yeah, that was a heck of an arm workout.
It was.
It was Christmas Day. Christmas Day arm workout, actually. So we switched up our schedule. And me being an idiot, I did legs with Aaron Taylor on Thursday, and then I did legs again on Saturday. So, today a little sore, but holidays were good. I had about 5 or 6 dinners total. I see you over there snoozing. A little upper decky.
Been 48 hours, man.
No free shout-outs. Not going to say what it is.
Nope.
Just a little upper decky, but it was good, man. It was busy, really hectic. Went to the Classic. Saturday night with my nephew Jacob. No free showers, Jacob, but yeah, had a good time. Watched the top 20 player.
Yeah.
He was good. Probably the best player I've seen since Mac McClung in this area. Even though he's from Florida, but he was in this area. He was good, man.
Feel like it's a little biased toward Mac McClung. Mac McClung was at a top 350.
No, but McClung was electric. I mean, people were over there getting pictures with him and everything.
McClung was electric. He was great dunker. Size. I talked to one of my buddies.
This kid was smooth, man.
One of my buddies who graduated from Tennessee High in 1970s. He was over there watching Tennessee High play the first round matchup they played.
Tennessee High's not bad.
He said they won their game. They weren't sure what they was going to do in the next one, but apparently Tennessee High's got a pretty good little basketball team.
They were getting crushed by Mentor. There was a team out of Georgia. I think they were second or third.
I thought Mentor was out of Ohio.
No, they were out of Georgia.
Were they white?
Milton. Sorry, Milton.
Milton.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mentor is out of Ohio.
Mentor is out of Ohio. They're not in the tournament this year.
Rain those threes.
Milton out of Georgia.
Milton, Georgia.
Second or third in the state.
It's a great program. Milton,
they
Georgia.
were winning by 20 over Tennessee High at half. It was 50-30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they put up 50 points in a half. Tennessee's defense held them. I think the final ended up being a 5-point game. But Tennessee,
nice.
Yeah, they came all the way back. They stormed all the way back, and it was like 70. I don't know the exact scores, like 76, 69.
Wow.
Yeah. So they held them to like 25 points in the second half.
Good for Tennessee High. I mean,
they switched to a 1-3-1 on defense, and it tore them apart.
Really?
Trap at the top. As soon as they got across half court, trap at the top, and it was just nasty. But yeah, they got a really good player. But I'll tell you right now, that team from Florida, what was their name? St. Christian Academy, I think maybe. They were I think number 2 in the state of Florida, and they're out of Fort Lauderdale. It's like a daggone big school, but that team should win it all.
I'm gonna look up real fast.
Their shortest player on the court, Hess, was point guard. He was 6 foot, shortest.
Wow.
Everybody, I mean, in high school, they had some height. They had 2 guards. One guard is that one kid. He's 6'7". The other guard's 6'8".
Oh, big tall guys.
Oh, he's huge, man. Huge.
Hold on one second.
Blows my mind. I love watching that. Great talent, guys. If anyone's listening that goes to these basketball tournaments, they're moving that tournament next year to Virginia High. That was the last year it's going to be at Tennessee High. And you can catch some really good games. We always go on the following Saturday after Christmas because that's like the best deal you can get. You get 4 games for $15. So it's really, really nice. And they actually had other food there too. While Hess is looking that up, they didn't just have, since Arby's no longer sponsors it, they had Blended Peddler, Moe's, Pizza.
Got a lot of local stuff.
A lot of local businesses. You can go support them.
I was want to see how
man. It was fun. It was a good time.
I'll see if I could update on the Powell Valley National Bank Classic. See if I get an update on that. Also,
get an update on the Friendship Classic. That's another good tournament. That's coming up soon. Let me see when that is. You keep looking what you're looking up. Sorry, guys. I know we're getting off topic. We got to get into college football, but this is some local stuff here.
It is.
Y'all gonna be interested. Let's see. I guess Friendship Classic 2025, and that's usually at Virginia High.
Lebanon lost last night 45-34 in the semifinals against Union. Patrick Henry lost to Wise Central 72-58. They will play Monday for the championship at 8:30. This is at UVA Wise, guys. This is a great place to watch a basketball game. If you've never been down there to the Pryor Center, it's an incredible place to watch one. But it'll be Union versus Central at 8:30 on Monday night.
I can't find it. I thought it was the Friendship Classics what they changed it to. I thought Friendship.
Next year's?
No. Yeah, well, it coming in January. They usually play like right at the second week of January. It's usually a really good tournament. That's usually when Oak Hill comes down and.
That's not I don't think that's a tournament. The Friendship Classic is what it's going to be called next year at Virginia High. I don't think the Oak Hill game is a tournament. I think it's just like an expedition game.
Well, they have it's like a weekend tournament because a couple years back they had a team from West Virginia and some other teams come down. And it was really good. Friendship Cars Virginia Invitational. That's what it used to be called. So I don't even know if they're having it this year.
It may not, but maybe getting prepared for the.
Might be. Tell you what, man, we looked up the seating. Viking Hall apparently. Now I don't know if this is factual. I mean, this is off Google, but it holds 6,200 people.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, I say
I
it's
think
close.
actually they could cram during a concert. They can cram around 10,000 in there.
10,000 in there.
Yeah, so I mean, Viking Halls.
I don't know how many Virginia High holds, but that's going to be a concern if it's not.
I don't know.
Because it
I don't know.
got pretty packed out there yesterday.
Virginia High, they hold. I think they hold around 8.
8,000.
That's just me remembering back in the day when we used to wreak some havoc over there.
Yeah, well, it does have the full wraparound.
Yeah.
Can't pull this up. I'm just pulling up 2023.
It's a Bearcat D, and capacity is 2,400.
2,400. Yeah, that's a big difference.
The current spectators are allowed 25. Yeah, the Bearcat Den in Bristol, Virginia's capacity is 2,400. Current spectators allowed 2,500. You can't make it up. It has nothing to do with the science. Our students and athletes and their families deserve better. Oh, this is somebody complaining about the capacity. What you mean? Deserve better Viking Hall? Or the Bearcat Den is one of the nicest basketball stadiums
nice.
around.
That's what he's talking about. I love the wraparound. They got great lights. But I will say this, and then let's get into this episode. But Tennessee High has made some major improvements, man.
Oh yeah, they put a lot of. They tried.
They put like the replay boards up, so you can watch. You can watch a screen. TVs over on the side. Now the back, like where the stage was at. Yeah. They have like that's where all your concessions and everything are, so you can just walk back there. They have like a lounge area in front. Like it was super nice this year. I hated the last year.
They tried really hard to keep it
really
there.
Good. I mean, they did really good. It was
I do kind of
Tennessee High, right?
It was with Tennessee High, but it was also with the Bristol. I guess the town, Bristol, Tennessee.
Yeah.
They didn't agree on some of the stuff with the money because they was wanting, I guess, Tennessee High or Bristol City to pay more into it, and Virginia decided to get that tournament over there and get it to that side of the state. So it came down to money with inside the state.
Something like that. Yeah, and they lost Arby's too. So
I think
brings in a lot of money though.
I'm trying to see. I think Lebanon now seats around 1,900.
So I was talking about. I love to see Lebanon do a tournament like that or something close to
that. I mean, Lebanon gets
the biggest facility.
They host the biggest wrestling tournament in Southwest Virginia.
I mean, you got Wise too. Wise could do a big tournament.
Oh, Wise is great.
That is a great place.
That when I was going down there to school, they were just now doing that renovation on that. Thing's awesome.
It's nice, super nice.
David J. Pryor.
I've heard this too. No, I'm serious, guys. We're gonna get right into this. This is the last thing I'm saying on this, but I've heard that they next year for the Classic, if anyone's interested in that. Apparently, they're going to break it up to where regional teams will play each other.
Yes, it is. That is true.
And then you have your prep teams. So,
yes.
Which that would be a lot better because, no offense to these regional teams, but those prep teams are just...
I think the only thing that I think they're still talking about is do you take the prep champion versus the regional team champion? Do they play each other? I will like to make an announcement about the Classic going into next year. I was holding this one back last night on you. Tyler's Talking Sports will be there, and they are currently working on media credentials to get there to interview players. I'm working with some people at Virginia High. I got some buddies of mine. I got some other people in line.
You got to actually go though.
I am going.
Okay, finally.
I've
invited Hess, guys. No joke. I've invited Hess like 5 years in a row, and he hasn't came. Once.
Well, I will say this: I went for like 12 years straight.
I went 15.
Yeah, and I got burnt out there that 1 year we went. I mean, it was just the talent level. It was one team that dominated.
Good. It was really. I mean, you would have liked yesterday.
Was there any teams from Germany or overseas over there this year?
They didn't come. The last teams we watched play, which we just stayed for, it was getting late, so we decided to come on back. But it was Utah and California.
Was Tabernacle there?
No, they were not there this year. They're not that good though. They've only won it 1 year. I mean, they had one good year.
They're like every other college team. Every 4 years they have that one that.
Yeah, they had a really good team 1 year. They won it that year. But the team I'm telling you win it will be that team with that top 20 player. They should win it all.
Yeah.
He was stupid, man. Highest recruit, I can give y'all his name too. Sean Abiv, I think's how you say it. He's the highest. He committed to Cincinnati. He had 26 offers from D1. Mm-hmm. Highest recruit for Cincinnati since Lance Stevenson.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep up with them. I think it's cool. I always think it's cool to watch some of these high school kids. There was another commit the first game we watched. He was committed to Clemson. Wasn't that impressed.
The coolest one I seen down there, my time down there, I seen Adonis Haslam. Got to watch him down there. I got to watch not Doug McDermott. There was another 3-point shooter down there. I got to see. Been a couple make it. They've been
2-time NBA dunk champion.
That's right. And Arby's Classic dunk champion.
You know what I just realized too? You got OHIO still on here.
I do.
That was like 2 weeks ago, man. You
Yeah,
can
we're
take that crap off.
we're still holding it.
Golly, guys. We are 31 followers off 1.3K on Facebook, guys. I know we can crush that this week. It's a new year. Let's start off the new year with 1.3K on Facebook. Y'all keep sharing, liking. Hess and I are going to be punching these videos out all throughout 2025. We've got big plans for 2025. Already got a game that we're going to next year. We're going to Oregon State versus Appalachian State, thanks to Lee. Shout out to Lee for those tickets. Got another potential game. Got tickets offered to us, potentially, for another game from one of our viewers, Brian. I ain't going to announce which game that is yet just because we want to make sure he gets the tickets if he does. Or do I want to announce what game that could be?
Go ahead.
Clemson versus LSU.
Yep, and Clemson.
Open a game.
I hate both of those schools.
I do too, but hey, we've always said, we'd like to go. We'd like to go there. So
I want to throw this out too because I think me and you we're going to a WVU game, guys. Me and Castle are deciding that between each other. If it's going to be the Pittsburgh Backyard Brawl or are we going to go watch them play Colorado next year. The other...
even though Shedeur will be gone.
Yeah, but hey, they got... What's his face that was there with them last night? The number one recruit, number one quarterback.
For Liberty, right?
No, Caden Saltaire wasn't there. They got the number one overall recruit quarterback. They got the 5-star.
Really? Where's Caden Saltaire? I thought he transferred. I thought
he's going to Colorado.
He should get the start.
Got to earn it with Dion.
Man, he's got the experience. I give it Saltaire all day.
But Backyard Brawl or the Colorado game. But the other one I think I want to go ahead and commit to is we're going to go to the Miami Virginia Tech game.
Oof.
It's at Virginia Tech. That'll probably be either a Thursday night or a Saturday night game. And everybody's been wanting us to go to that. Like, we've been posting things up there. Everybody's like, Virginia Tech, Miami. Even Tennessee fans are like, Virginia Tech, Miami. And I've never been.
Tennessee game. Well, I should hit a Tennessee game.
We're going to hit a Georgia game. And then also I'm getting tickets to the Hawaii game. We're going to watch play in Hawaii.
We said 4 games, guys. We missed 10.
10-0. We're going broke.
We'll do as much as we can, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, guys, again, to all you people out there who are just offering to send us tickets to these stuff,
awesome, man.
we don't ask for that.
No.
And like me and Castle literally take our own money to afford to go to these, gas, food. It all comes out of our pocket. Granted, we did get tickets to the App State game, but we don't ask for these tickets. So we appreciate everybody who does reach out to us to help us because getting the tickets secured helps us really plan ahead because we don't have to worry about getting the ticket. We already know we're going. It helps us make it better. So
help us plan our itinerary.
So we do appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big things for 2025. Let's get into wrap up this 2024 season here, or 2024 games, rather. We had a recap this past weekend from Friday into Saturday. Recap the bowl games real quick here for you. Friday, we had the Holiday Bowl. That was number 21 Syracuse playing Washington State. Syracuse absolutely dominated this game. 52-35. Kyle McCord, man. Kyle McCord has been the biggest blessing to Syracuse football. 10-win season. He breaks records. He just broke Deshaun Watson's ACC season passing record. Threw for 453 yards and 5 tutties. Finished the season 4,779 yards. Had one bad game. He had 5 interceptions, one game.
And they won.
And did they win still?
Yeah, they won the 5 interceptions. They may have. I don't know. That was another quarterback. Anyway, I wanted to say this. Kyle McCord had the greatest season ever for an ACC quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, he is now the greatest quarterback in ACC history, and Ohio State wanted nothing to do with him. So crazy. Shout out Kyle McCord.
I love it, man.
Shout out to
you and I want to go. I want people to go back and listen. Hess and I said Kyle McCord would do great at Syracuse.
We had him as our Heisman finalist.
We had Syracuse as a sleeper in the ACC.
We did. I mean, what Fran Brown did, going being his first head coaching job, he brought that Kirby Smart mentality and took it to Syracuse.
I'll say this too: Syracuse right now is the only ACC school to win a bowl game.
Yep.
Everybody else, what y'all doing? We'll get into those other schools here in just a second, but my gosh, man, ACC has been a huge letdown so far.
Yeah.
In the bowl, Syracuse looked. I mean, I think Syracuse, honestly, in my opinion, might have been best team in ACC.
I just had some misfortune in some games.
Yeah. I mean, great. Yeah, great season for Kyle McCord. He's going to the draft, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would say he is. I haven't seen nothing as far as declaring. If he has, he might be eligible for another year, and that would be. But they got a big quarterback coming in. They got
a great coach, man. That team's going to be good the next couple of years. I like it too. I know he's just talking about basketball, but I'm gonna cheer for Syracuse in basketball when Anthony's son gets there. That should be a couple years.
Yeah,
next year.
He'll be next year.
Yeah.
Kyle McCord is mum ongoing. He can't confirm or deny if he's going to enter the draft.
Okay, dude. If Kyle McCord comes back, that'd be huge for that program.
And here's the big thing too. Might want to throw this one out there. This is cheap tickets. I know we're going to talk more about it. Syracuse opens up next year against Tennessee Vols in Charlotte. Yep. Ticket prices are already out. They start at $25.
Yeah, that might be one we go to. Honestly,
that'd be a
just
good
depends on dates, right? Because I mean, if we get offered Clemson LSU, I think
we got to figure it out.
LSU,
I think we're fine right now because that's the first game of the year. We have nothing first game of the year.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what we can do, guys. We'll plan all these trips and dates.
Sources confirmed that Kyle McCord is fighting to be eligible to play in 2025. The Syracuse quarterback is fighting for an additional year of eligibility from the NCAA to play in 2025. Kyle McCord filed a waiver with the NCAA that will grant him an extra year. Granted, but it was denied. He is now challenging the NCAA's decision in an appeals process. Sources familiar to the case told Syracuse.com. So
sounds like he's trying to stay.
He's trying to stay for another year.
I like that. Golly, if he comes back, Heisman finalist right now.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he can go for 5,000.
There's some receivers and stuff out there too that if Kyle McCord stays, they might want to go play up there at Syracuse.
Yeah, them old receivers, man, just heading out. God, I got something to talk about later on that. Next up on Friday, or actually this game was before, you had Vandy versus Georgia Tech in the Birmingham Bowl.
Yep.
Vandy gets a dub, 35-27. First postseason win since 2013. Great season for them. Also, talking about quarterbacks returning, Pavier's also challenging, and I believe King can come back next year as well.
Pavier's was approved. He is back next year.
Okay, he is back. So that's huge for Vandy. They can build with Pavier. Pavier's a great quarterback. Led him to a win in season 7 and 6. He was posing with a cigar. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I did. That is it. Yep.
I laughed. I liked it. I liked what G-Man Ball said. He said, chill out, man. It was just the Birmingham Bowl. But, hey, it was just the Birmingham Bowl, but it is a bowl win.
Here's the cool thing here.
And it's a bowl win for Vandy.
A lot of people don't realize this, too. This is a throwback SEC game. These are the founding members of the SEC. Georgia Tech and Vandy were the first two to enter the SEC. They played each other dating back all the way to 1877.
And wasn't this the first win for Vandy over Georgia Tech since like 1940 something?
Yes, it was because they quit playing once Georgia Tech left the ACC or the SEC. They went to the Metro Conference, which had
World War II or whenever that was.
Yeah, they went to the Metro Conference, left the SEC for the Metro, which was Florida State, Georgia Tech, Miami, UConn, and somebody else was in the Metro.
That's crazy.
But these were your founding members of the SEC, and they got to play each other. I think Georgia Tech owns the series 36-17.
First win, that bowl trophy's coming back since the 40s.
Yeah. I mean, good for Vandy. This game was a very chippy game. These teams played with a lot of emotion.
Vandy was up a lot bigger than the final score there shows. I mean, they were up 2 or 3 scores.
They kind of lost their composure there a little bit there near the end.
Yeah, they kind of let Georgia Tech kind of sneak back in. But that's the Vandy team that we saw versus Bama. That was good. That was good to show out.
But shout out to Haynes King and that Georgia Tech team, and
that team's gonna be tough next year.
They're a great team. Vandy, they're building, and the future's, I would say, it's bright. It's bright down there in Vandy. They just keep doing what they're doing, especially another year with Diego down there.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does coming back for another season. Yeah. Saturday.
Ooh, buddy.
Had to take me a second to find it there. Saturday. I gotta put that transition in here, baby. Saturday. We had number 18 Iowa State versus number 13 Miami in the Poop Tarts Bowl.
This was an incredible game.
This was, and honestly, the best part of this game for me, I was at the Classic, so I didn't get to watch much of this, but I did watch the recap and everything today. I know Pop Tart. I said Poop Tart. Said Poop Tart on purpose, Hess. Come on, man.
I thought you was gonna say your greatest thing was the Pop Tart mascot.
It was. How chippy they were, and like when the Pop Tart is like ripping out of the silver, like the casing. Yeah. Oh, dude, that was hilarious. And then like they were high fives to both teams.
The winning team got to pick which flavor they wanted to eat, so that was really cool. We went down to the toaster, they came out and they got to eat.
Yeah, but and then like when one of the Pop Tarts went over there to celebrate with the with Iowa State, did you see that? Like he ran into like when they was huddling around, like he ran in there. It was hilarious.
Did you see last year's Pop Tart?
Probably, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, they had the strawberry one last year. That was the one that got picked for last year. Well, he resurrected himself during the game, and they
Oh.
looked up in the crowd, and he was sitting in the nosebleeds, but he was all tore up, like he looked like he had been ate and all that, and he was
That's
sitting up there watching the
hilarious,
game,
man.
all mad. It
That's
was pretty
hilarious.
cool.
I saw something. It was like you had the playoff bowl games, and you
Yeah.
had the Pop Tart Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like right there with it.
Oh yeah, man.
Just
That's-
for like the Pop Tarts running around. Like they've done really
Great.
good. Great advertising.
and the trophy itself is an actual toaster.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff in that one. But Iowa State does edge that one. They win that one 42-41 on a 4th and goal. What do you think about that call? Do you like that call?
I mean, yeah, I like that call, but my biggest thing here is Cam Ward. You said you're going to play this game, and you only played the first half.
Yeah.
And then they ask you to go in with 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the game, and you refuse to go in.
Yeah.
You said you was going to play. And granted, it might have been a coach's decision to pull you out of the second half. Maybe that was what you agreed to. But Miami wanted to win that game as a coaching staff, and they turned to their superstar quarterback. And you said, and it's on the sideline, you see it. They look at him, hey, you're going in. He said, nope, not going. So, not saying Miami would have won, but I mean, I don't know. I don't like that look.
Yeah. There's been a lot of here lately. College football starting to. I mean, it's made me pretty mad this past weekend. Not gonna lie. Some of the stuff I'm seeing from these kids. I mean, that's your team. You need to go out there and try to win that game.
Yeah.
I know you're going to the NFL. I know you're worried about getting injured, but you signed up to play football. Your team made it to a playoff game.
I look at it like this though too.
You're
Like,
they're talking
about Carson. They're talking about Carson Beck. He entered the draft. I mean, congratulations, Carson Beck, entering the draft. But he's going through the UCL surgery, and they've already said his draft stock's not if it's not effective because he'll be ready to go. He'll be ready to warm up. They're saying he's a early second to late second round draft pick still. So even if Cam Ward went out there, unless it was absolutely devastating, which granted it could have happened, I understand that completely. But more than likely, he's playing at least 6 plays. And the way Miami's offense was going with him during that game, they were probably going to score. So I mean, I don't know. I don't agree.
And I think about players like this, right? Cam McCormick, tight end for Miami. That was his 9th year of eligibility in college football, so his career comes to an end as a loss at 26.
Yeah.
I understand in a way where Cam's coming from. I mean, you don't want to hurt his draft stock, but I mean, you're there to play football. I mean,
you said you're going to play the game.
It would have been cool to come in there and just like lead a winning drive to finish off a leading drive. And
look at it this way:
had a stellar season.
They had the lead with him in. They lost it with him out, and then they're like, "Hey, go in," and then him come in and then lead a game-winning drive.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been a great way to finish.
Miami. Yeah.
Yes.
Which I mean, he's going to be anyway because obviously had a great career there. Had a
great season.
Improved his draft stock and had a great season. But still, man, don't quit on your team. Their last minute.
If you're going to say, my thing is, if you're going to play the game. Don't just say I'm only playing 2 quarters. That's all I want to play.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Either don't play or play.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that, man. That's
But hey, hats off to Iowa State and the Big 12 and Matt Campbell.
I mean, I didn't pick Iowa State to win this game. I picked Miami, but learn the lesson there. Don't pick ACC in bowl games.
To the Florida State fans out there, this is your example. Miami without Cam Ward is not a good team. Miami with Cam Ward is a good team, just like Florida State last year. With Jordan Travis, they were a great team. Without him, they were doo-doo. So,
had one stellar player, really.
Yeah.
Big game here, number 17, BYU versus number 23, Colorado in the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah, boy.
BYU showed out, man. They came to play this one, won this one easily, 36-14. It was 27-0 at one point. I was very disappointed when I checked the score on this one. Shedeur, you was keeping me updated with him. He got sacked 3 times. Is that right?
It was more than that. I think it ended up being like 5 or 6 times he got sacked.
Lord.
He's been sacked 99 times this season.
He had 2 picks, 99 times. He's the most sacked QB. He was the most sacked QB last year, most sacked QB this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm Sanders, I'm looking at offensive line.
Yeah,
for next
absolutely,
year. Like,
absolutely.
That's got to be the number one thing you go after.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive line.
I agree with that. I mean, I do give Shedeur and Travis Hunter props. They did play all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter was doing everything he could. Shedeur was taking hit after hit.
The catch he had ran for like 40 yards. That was
Dude, he's lightning. And I mean, the stuff he's going through in the background with some of the drama in his own personal life.
That's my argument. That's my argument to Cam Ward.
Yes.
Travis Hunter won the Heisman. He's out there playing the entire game.
him, Shador,
Yeah.
and Travis Hunter may go 1-2 in the draft, and they played the entire game, and a game that they were getting absolutely destroyed in. Now, granted, I do think Deion did conserve the play calling a little bit to kind of protect those guys. He did put out an insurance policy on them in case they did get hurt. They were still guaranteed their money they would have got in the draft.
Sure. So
they still would have got top 5 money, but which was great. I mean, I think that's what you need to do, but they committed to play that bowl game, and they played it all the way to the very end. And I honestly, it kind of took me for a minute there. I was kind of like, we talked a lot of crap about Colorado there last year, I feel like, but they were excited.
Early this year.
They were exciting to watch. I mean, Shador and Travis Hunter, they're going to be two players that
I think they'll be fun in the NFL.
They'll be fun in the NFL, but I'm saying just like looking back 10, 15 years from now, we're going to look back at those two players and be like, man, that was some fun football out of them, man. Hats off to them on a great career at Jackson State, and then going to Colorado and doing what they did. And hats off to Deion. I mean
Colorado was irrelevant.
Colorado, the most wins they had prior to Deion was 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're
up until for like 10 years, and now he turned them around. So hats off to Deion and what he's doing. Hats off to Shador, Shiloh Sanders. I know he's gone too, but that was fun football. It was great to see. Hats off to them.
Big step up too for Colorado from last year even to this year. So you can see the program
constant improvement,
moving the right way. Next year, I think this could be a top 15 program.
Absolutely.
Granted, they get offensive line.
They got to work on offensive line, but I think they got the coach. I think they can do it. And I mean, another thing, I don't know if you've seen it. They was one of their star receivers. Can't remember his exact name. He's projected to go in the first round or early second round.
It's that one guy we talk about all the time.
He wanted to wear number 1, but Deion wouldn't let him wear number 1 until he got his grade.
Is that his last name?
Maybe Porter, maybe. But
I know who you're talking about.
He wanted to wear number 1, but Deion said your grades ain't good enough to wear the number you want to wear. Until he made A's and B's, he didn't let him wear number 10. He wore number 10 up until this bowl game. He got his grades up because Deion said he looked at everybody in that thing and said, "You're playing football because you love it, but it's not a job. Your job is being a man in this world and having a stability and having an education."
Deion does a good job of coaching off the field.
He kills it, dude.
He prepares these kids for life, not just for the game, but like prepares.
And he made him step up. He made him step up, but during their last practice was like, "Hey, tell everybody what your grades are." And he went from C's and D's to A's and B's in that last semester and pulled his GPA up to over 3. So congrats to him, Deion. I mean, that's why Deion gets these players.
Deion, the father figure of college football.
He absolutely is.
I love it. I love it. He's a good guy.
He is. He's a great guy.
He's very proud and confident, and some people mistake that for arrogance. But
it's easy to do. If
you're confident, I like it, man. I like it.
But I mean, I will say that I know we'll move on from Colorado here. You never hear of any player that Deion's coached getting in any kind of trouble.
I was saying with Nick Saban. He reminds me so much of Nick Saban.
Oh yeah, I think that's why him and Nick are such good friends.
Absolutely,
they relate very well. But
you know the thing, they stand on business.
Well, the thing that Deion that makes him out. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying Deion is better than Nick Saban, but where he does do better with Nick Saban, he's able to bring that Nick Saban mentality and coach his kids that way, but also adapt to the changes of college football. He's killing it with the NIL and the branding.
I will say this: I think Nick Saban's looking like a genius right now for getting out when he did, from what we're seeing this past week, and with the transfers and with the NIL. Nick Saban looks like an absolute genius getting out when he did.
Yes and no. When it's time to go.
The game's changing right in front of us. You'll see it. You'll see it more.
I mean, Alabama's only lost 3 players, and one of them was a starter. That's it.
I'm not necessarily saying Alabama, but overall.
Oh, yeah.
You know which team I'm talking about.
Ain't that bad.
Nah, it ain't that bad. But I do want to touch on it here at the end. Number 22, Army versus Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl. Army dominates and wins 27-6. Bryson Daly is the new single-season rushing touchdown leader in FBS history at 32. In that game alone, he had 100 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah.
Stud, man.
And he's getting ready to go serve the country. So,
yeah, absolute stud. Probably, in my opinion, probably one of the top 3 players for Army. Maybe best.
He might be the best player in
Army. I don't put him the best.
Wait.
Yeah, pull up some rankings there. I'm curious.
There's one, I think. Oh, he might play another.
Is Bryson Daly the best player to ever play at Army? That should be a Facebook question, Hess. You should ask that. You should
I
post
mean,
that.
I think most people are going to say yeah, but I mean,
I'm curious if who else would even be in conversation.
I'm looking to
that.
see if there's. There we go. Top 10 all time. See if there's anybody actually. They have that running back. See, Army didn't have their main running back either. He transferred. He transferred to Texas Tech or somewhere.
I mean, this should have been Bryson Daly versus Louisiana Tech. Honestly, dude dominated.
I mean,
big bounce back after that Navy game. That's what we saw.
They did have a player drafted number 3 overall back in 1924.
Oh.
His name was
Felix
Doc Blanchard. He
Blanchard.
died in 2009 at 84 years old.
Wow.
He flew. God Almighty, he was drafted number 3 overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1947 draft, but chose to pursue a career in the military where he was an Air Force pilot. And until he retired in 1971, he flew 113 missions, including the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Glenn Davis is apparently the best. He's a halfback. He won the Heisman Trophy in 1946, and he was a 3-time national champion.
Wow. Okay.
Glenn but yeah,
I'll put Bryson right there. I'll put Bryson right behind Glenn.
Absolutely.
So top 2 definitely. I think y'all just watched some elite talent at Army.
Yeah.
Man, let's get into this next one here. East Carolina versus NC State in a brawl. This game was called the Go Brawlin' Military Bowl. At the end of the game, ECU wins. Yeah, go bowling. It wins this game 26-21. Didn't see this one. I thought NC State for sure would win this game, but they did have a lot of people enter the transfer portal that did not play this game. Thoughts on that one? I mean, that's a huge rivalry.
I mean, that was the fun thing there is NC State said this wasn't a rivalry game, said that it wasn't at all. They didn't look at ECU that way, and I think that's kind of what got it being chippy. ECU came into this, and they actually open up against each other first game next year. They're separated by 86 miles.
Yeah.
But my thing is, it's 2 straight games with NC State ending the game in a fight. And this one got really, really out of control. You had a ref that got a helmet through his head.
He ended up 8 players ejected.
8 players got ejected, but that one ref took a helmet to the face. He was bloody all the way down his face.
Yeah, Lord, man.
I watched the play. I get the emotion, but the coaching staff's got to get a control of this. Both teams were at fault, I believe, but NC State was really instigating it. And once there was one point there, the brawl got calmed down. The ECU players were walking back to their sideline, and some NC State defensive lineman ran across and grabbed a player and threw him to the ground. They started fighting again. So I mean, and they were still 38 seconds left in the game, and NC State had the ball. So they had a chance to go downfield, you know. Yeah, and they just shot themselves in the foot. I mean, I guess it happens, but you got to get your emotions in check. It does show, I guess, that these bowl games, some of these kids look at it very, very importantly. And I don't think it's a bad look for NC State. 2 games in a row ended in 2 brawls. So
NC State's been a huge letdown this year.
They have, but they had a lot of injuries. I mean,
they did.
Lost their main quarterback, lost a lot. So it is what it is.
Time to turn that program around, man. Too much money down there at NC State not to be good. UConn dominates UNC. I picked this one. You picked this one. 27-14 to win the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. You speaking about players taking this stuff very serious. I saw at the end of the game, I think it was a defensive end that's a freshman for UNC. He stood on the sidelines and watched UConn celebrate the win.
Yeah. Hey, there's a change coming to UNC.
Serious. Yep, I like that, man. I know somebody commented like, "Well, it's just the Wasabi Bowl," but hey, man, like you said, that's a bowl game at the end of the season. I mean,
well, here's the thing too: the players that are coming back next year,
they're going to remember that.
Yeah, I mean, this is their tune-up for next year. So
Absolutely.
I mean,
it's important to win your bowl game. I don't care what people say; it's very important. It can change the whole trajectory of your next season.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got that whole offseason thinking about either you dominated that bowl game, all right, guys, we're getting better, or you got crushed. Let's rebound.
But it also gives these kids that are going to be making a statement next year, gives them an opportunity to go ahead and get out there and get their feet wet. So, but yeah, we're talking about the Fenway Bowl, the UConn-UNC game. My big thing here is how long can UConn hold on to Jim Mora? I mean, Jim Mora, he was with the Falcons for a while. He's done some big –
right?
Yeah, finished 9-4. They were projected to win 1 game this year. He did really good when he was at UCLA before they gave that job to Chip Kelly.
Yep.
Jim Mora's a great coach. I wonder if he's at that stage in life that he's content being at UConn. but he keeps doing stuff like this with UConn football, who isn't independent, but they are looking to join the Big 12. They're trying to join the Big 12, but Big 12 don't want them in basketball.
I don't blame him. My gosh.
But I get that. But and the other thing too, I think Jim Moore uses as motivation. They applied for the Big 12 week 4, and they had 3 losses. They were 1-3. And the Big 12 commissioner came back and said, you all are not competitive enough to play in the Big 12, so we don't think you would draw enough crowd, enough money to be part of it. So that's why they denied them, but they're still seeking major conference. So unlike Notre Dame, who wants to stay independent, UConn's trying to make it.
Trying to actually come in, yeah.
But UConn, I mean, they came in, dominated that game. They played good. They played with everybody. They didn't have a single player opt out, so that was good to see. Jim Moore had them coached up well. The other game I want to talk about, you don't got it down here, was the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
It was between Nebraska and Boston College. Nebraska ended up pulling this one out 20-15. I did go with Nebraska in this one due to the fact that Boston College's quarterback had already transferred to Florida State, but Boston College defense was probably lights out, and they got
right.
Yep, and they were also down their number 1 defensive player, who they say is Luke Kuechly 2.0. He had forewent to go to the NFL draft, so he wasn't going to play. But this game, the big thing in this game, it came in monsoon. Well, actually, it snowed Christmas Day in New York. They had like 6 inches of snow on the field.
Really cool.
It saturated the field, and then it started raining during this game, and they were absolutely destroying the field. Where it's a baseball field, it couldn't drain like a football field. And Yankee Stadium's field's destroyed. Like they're saying they may have to resod the whole thing. They have to dig it all up and resod the whole
Don't
thing.
worry, Boone will fix it.
Oh yeah, Boone. They got that Steinbrenner money. They'll fix it easily. But this was a very good game. There was the big thing here in this game.
2015, right? It's final.
Yeah, 2015 was the final. Raiola played in this game, and he took a late
2.0.
He slid near the end of the game, and a Boston College player hit him. And all you know, when that happens, you see your lineman always try to defend the quarterback. Well, Raiola shot up and got in the guy's face and grabbed him by the face mask and told him to bring it on, like keep coming. That's what you want to do, keep coming.
I like Raiola. I really do.
Yeah. So Nebraska, that was their first bowl win since 2013.
Finished season 7-6.
7-6. And they had one player, can't remember his name. Feel bad not remembering it, but Matt Rule was talking about it after the game. He had a lot of family stuff going on this season. He had to actually step away. They had to talk to the president of the university. His mother had stage 4 cancer. She ended up losing the battle with cancer early into November, but he didn't want nobody on the team to know. He didn't announce that his mother had died until right before this bowl game.
Wow.
But he had a touchdown catch in this game, and really just it was his senior year. It was his last game, so it was really cool. Matt Rule started crying. Like I love seeing the emotion out of the coaches because it shows how much they care for the kids.
Absolutely, man.
And Matt Rule stepped up. He said, "That's why I left the NFL. That's why I wasn't successful in the NFL because they don't care." He goes, "You come to college, you find kids who care about the university, they care about themselves." And he goes, "That's why I'm here." And he goes, "Kids like that's why I want to be a college coach."
That's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. A lot of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of emotion. Yeah, that was a good game. I didn't get to watch that one, but it was cool to see. I did see it in Yankee Stadium, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I think they did really well with it. They've improved these football games in these baseball fields. They've improved that a lot.
Second or third in New York this year?
I think
second at least, right?
That's the second because Notre Dame Navy played in there, and this is the third Pinstripe Bowl.
Man, I didn't get up there to watch a game.
It's real cheap. Real cheap tickets.
Well, it's not far. We can fly out of Asheville, hour and a half, be there.
Yeah.
Not bad at all, man. Might do that. That'd be fun. That'd be really fun.
I think any of those, the Fenway Bowl, any of those are in a baseball
park would be awesome. Just something
it would be cool.
Just something different. Probably really could see the field well.
Yeah, the way they do it, you can.
Yeah, with the way the seats are, it's not too bad. It's not like
bad at all.
NFL stadium all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Game today, 2:30. We have number 19 Missouri versus Iowa in the Music City Bowl in Nashville. Who you got in this one, S?
Man, this is a tough one actually because Iowa. You know how Iowa is; they like to sneak up on people, and
Missouri's
really
not looked that great here lately.
They haven't, and I'm curious on Missouri on who's playing. Is Brady Cook playing? Is Luther Burden playing? I haven't seen.
Luther who?
Yep. They still got him projected to go early first round.
He dropped off planet Earth, man, this year. I hate that, too. Heck of a wide receiver last year.
But Iowa is Missouri is a 2.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 40.5.
I like the over. We'll be very defensive, though. Iowa's got a good defense.
Brady Cook is playing in this game.
All right, that solidifies it for me. That's all I needed to know.
Senior running backs Nate Noel and Marcus Carroll are both playing for Missouri in this game. You know what? I'm going with Missouri in this one, but close. But I think it could be. I literally think it could be a coin flip to who wins this one.
Give me Missouri. I like Missouri as well. I think Missouri wins 31-28.
I like that.
Close.
I think a little lower score. I'm gonna go 20-19.
2019. So you're going more. You're going to say under.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over on that one. I probably regret it because Iowa's defense is usually very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
They were very, very good last year. Tennessee dominated.
Next one on the docket here, guys. We got a rematch of last year's national championship semifinal.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
Between Michigan versus Alabama.
Number 11 Alabama has. Don't forget it.
Yeah, number 11 Alabama.
The real Quest Bowl.
Yeah.
At noon.
Noon on Espen.
Noon kick on Espen. Who you got in this one, Es?
Went back and forth on this one. I really did. I went back and forth between my picks and the thing.
Everybody playing for Bama?
As far as I know, everybody is playing. Haven't seen anybody opting out. I could be wrong. So I'm going with Bama in this one. Big 27-10 Alabama.
27-10 Alabama. You know, Bama should have been in the playoffs. I mean, you know, we talked about this. Give me Michigan.
I like it.
Give me Michigan. 24. No, 31. Going back to my 31. 31-24.
Ooh, gosh.
Guys, this is terrible for me to pick either one of these teams.
Yeah.
How about neither? How about they draw? Shoo.
Ooh.
I'm just joking, guys, about Alabama in the playoffs. Hopefully, y'all listened to the last episode. Hess went in on that. Still, I've had a lot of people talk about that. That was a good take, hot take from Hess.
There's a lot of people.
32, guys. It was good. First 10 minutes.
Let's see right here. Hold on, one quick question. This might change things. It looks like Milroe is playing.
Milroe's playing. That's good.
So,
to be honest with y'all, I really do think Alabama pulled it off this year. I just don't want to pick them because of the Bama fans that said they should be in the playoff. That's really the only reason. That is the only reason. If I didn't hear all the playoff crap from Bama fans, I'd be cheering for Bama in this one. But that just changed my decision. So I'd like to see Michigan beat them just for a laugh.
Despite a couple of heartbreaks on the way, the roster is going into the bowl proving that star quarterback Jalen Milroe and company still they want to. Jalen Milroe said if Nick Saban was still here, he'd have to play this game, so he is playing.
I like it.
And
should be a really good game. I hope.
Should be.
I hope. I've said that about a couple, and it's been terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Wolverines will be missing several key players, including DB Will Johnson, defensive lineman Mason Graham, who both opted out of the bowl game, and also running back Khalil Mullings, who entered the 2025 draft as well. So Michigan's down a bunch of players.
Yeah, without Mullins, all right, I'll just flip my pick. It's probably going to go to Bama without Mullins because Mullins was like their leading rusher. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
they don't have
he
a
was.
quarterback. So, give me Bama. God, that hurt.
The decision for Jalen Milroe and Crimson Tide players to return to the bowl game only shows the stand that Alabama football holds, but it's not deciding the factor of the game. Anything can happen New Year's Eve, so let the countdown begin.
Wouldn't that be funny if Michigan does beat Bama without all those players?
Man,
Georgia, Tennessee, and all these other schools will be rolling.
Be interesting.
I'm excited for that one, guys. Number 15. We also have another big game. This should be a pretty good game, honestly.
It should be.
Number 15, South Carolina versus number 20, Illinois in the Citrus Bowl down in Florida. 3 p.m. on ABC. Who you liking this one, S?
I think it's going to be really close. I think you're going to see a lot of high scoring in this one. These bowl games typically stand away from defense. So I think you're going to see a lot of points scored in this one. And I'm going ahead and projecting this one goes at least 3 overtimes. But give me South Carolina by 2.
South Carolina by 2.
56-54.
56, 54. Oh, wow. Another high scoring game. I think South Carolina with Sellers at the helm. He keeps improving every game. He improved tremendously from the beginning of the season until now, even through the injury. He's done very well. I think he's too much of a problem for Illinois, honestly. So give me South Carolina to win this one 42-24.
Okay. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that take. Yeah.
Yeah. You ready for the next section?
I'm always ready for this section.
Playoffs return, baby. And the question to you all is, we're going to put up a poll probably on this, or Hess and I might talk about it. Which do we do a live for? Got a lot of playoff games. Now, we're not going to go live. I'll go ahead and announce this. We're not going to go live for the Georgia Notre Dame game because that game's all the way at 8:45 p.m. Really late. Hess and I both have to work the next day. So we're not going to do that one. I want to let Hess enjoy his game without having a panic attack on stream again. But
speaking of panic attacks on stream, we were followed by the Cardiovascular Research Clinic of the ETSU. So shout out to those guys.
They saw our lives. They thought these guys are prime candidates right here.
Yeah,
they could tell they watched this. Tennessee get the break speed off of them, and Georgia back and forth with Texas. So they saw some high emotion, some high blood pressure. So yeah. But tomorrow, to round out the day, you do have your first quarter final playoff game.
It's Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday, tomorrow.
It's Tuesday, yeah.
Number 4, Penn State versus number 9, Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. I'm just going to say this. We're not going to go live for this one because we have to work the next day.
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah, New Year's be on Wednesday. That's right.
Yeah, it's New Year's Eve.
Okay, so we could go live for this one. Penn State versus Boise should be a great game, honestly.
Last time Boise was in the Fiesta Bowl, Statue of Liberty. Whoop!
Statue of Liberty won it. That's an incredible play. I love that video you sent me. Who you liking this one, Hess?
I'm not making a pick.
Not making a pick, okay.
Because we might go live for this one.
Okay, let's not do picks then. Let's not do picks for these. Let's just go through them. Tell me this at least. What do you like from Penn State, and what do you like from Boise?
Penn State, I mean, I've hung on this one all year. That defense they got is absolutely dominant. I think it's one of the best defenses in the country. I think they can hang their hat on that defense. I think that defense is a national championship type defense. The big question for them is which Drew Allar shows up. Is it a Drew Allar who throws for over 300, or is it Drew Allar that struggles to see 100 yards passing? The other thing is, can Penn State start a run game, get the run game going, and can they hit their big tight end and plays to get him open, stretch the middle of the field? The stretch the middle of the field is going to open up the pass game a little bit more and help that run game out against Boise's defense. On the other side of the ball, though, looking at Boise State, I know everybody's focused on Ashton Jeanty, but my big thing is the quarterback, Madsen. I think he's a solid quarterback.
Yep.
I think he's one of the best quarterbacks. He's probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks left in the playoff. And a lot of people haven't looked at how good he's been this year. He's been very efficient. He's had over 2,500 yards passing. I think he's threw like 6 interceptions on 20-some touchdowns.
Great.
I don't think Jeanty needs to have like a 30 carry game for 287 yards. I mean, that would be great if he did, but I don't think so. I think Madsen could be the key here. I think that's the big X factor for this Boise State team. Their offensive line is one of the best offensive lines in the country. He don't get sacked.
Jeanty over under 200.
Under
200. Okay. I like that a lot too.
Under 200, but over 125.
Yeah. I'm going to say about 150. 147 and a half.
I don't think Penn State's gave up 100 yards rushing all year.
Well, they're about to.
I hope.
Might have to make a bet on that.
Yeah.
Number 4 versus number 9. Let us know, guys, in the comments. Reach out to us. Let us know who you got. On New Year's, big game here. We have number 3, Texas versus number 12, Arizona State in the Peach Bowl at 1 p.m. on ESPN. Give me something you like from Texas. Give me something you like from Arizona State.
Texas, I like that front four. I like their front four on that defensive line. I think it's one of the best in the country, and it really helps them out in that secondary. They get that pass rush going. It really helps clamp down that secondary to lock down on those receivers. So I think that's the key for Texas is get that pass rush and just penetrate that offensive line for Arizona State. On the other side of the ball, I've been big on the quarterback all year, Sam Levitt, but I think the big thing here is getting Scatterbo going, get him going often, early and often. And I think Arizona State, That was the one thing I think we mentioned during the Texas game, Texas-Clemson. Clemson would have had a run game.
Mm-hmm.
That game might have been a little different. I think Arizona State brings that to the table. We'll see. I mean, it could be wrong. Scatterbo may not see 50 yards. I don't know.
It'll
But
be tough getting around that front forward from Texas.
But I know he's mad. He's motivated because of the whole Heisman snub. He thinks he's the best running back in the country. He's coming in with that mindset. So I'm interested to see how he carries himself and how Arizona State feeds off his emotion and his will to prove to everybody that he should have been a Heisman finalist.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Scatterbo's had a stellar
And
season.
one more thing.
Sixth?
Fifth.
Yeah. Okay, fifth or sixth.
Rorick finished sixth.
Gotcha. Okay.
The other thing I will say, too, is Texas, Quinn Ewers. Which Ewers are we going to get?
There.
Which Ewers are we going to get? We're going to get turnover-happy Ewers, or are we going to get Heisman candidate Ewers?
Yeah, so that's a big thing. I think Ewers is the key to Texas.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
He plays like he did against Georgia. That Georgia game, that first half, he was electric, man.
Yeah,
I think that Texas team goes all the way if they play like that. Honestly, we'll see.
But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Arizona State's the real deal. We'll see if Boise is the real deal. Next up, I think both these teams are the real deal. Number 1, Oregon versus number 8, Ohio State in the Rose Bowl at 5 p.m. on ESPN. I think this will be the game of the day myself. I really do. I think these two, in my opinion, are the top two talent-wise that we'll see. Top to bottom. Now, granted, they've already played this year.
They have. Close game.
Rematch.
I mean, Will Howard throws the ball away and don't slide. You're looking at an overtime game probably. So
potentially. They still had a good little ways to go.
They were on the 30.
Were they on the 30? So
he slid in.
Make field goal, right? They lost by 3?
Yeah.
Like 34, 31, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same as Boise State.
What do you like? What do you not like?
For Oregon, I think they win the battle. I think Dan Lanning's a better coach than Ryan Day. I think he prepares his players. I think on the coaching side of it, I think Oregon's got the advantage. As far as the offensive side of the ball, I think these teams are very even. I think Ohio State's got a better run game than Jordan James with Oregon because you got a two-headed monster. If you stop Junkins, you got to stop Henderson. Quarterbacks, I think they're about even, but I think Dylan Gabriel's a little bit more consistent. So give it to Gabriel on that one. As far as the defensive side of the ball, I think these teams are very even. The only thing I would probably give the upside on would be Ohio State in that secondary. I think they got a little bit better secondary. And back to the offensive side of the ball, they have Jeremiah Smith. I think he's a little bit more electric receiver. But it's all going to depend on if Ohio State's offensive line can keep pressure off of Will Howard.
I'm going to say this, too. I know we're not getting score predictions or anything, but I do see this game coming down to the wire, just like last time.
Yeah.
I hope so. I really do hope it's a great game.
You know what? Let's go ahead and figure out which one we're doing.
Well, we still got one more to talk about here. I know we're not doing this one, but let's talk about this one real quick.
We'll make a pick on this one.
I got a question for you before we talk about the live.
Okay.
Lastly, we have number 2, Georgia versus number 5, Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl at 8:45 p.m. Since we're not going to do this one live, Hess, who you got in this one? I bet everybody's just thinking you're going to pick Notre Dame.
I mean, Notre Dame comes in. I've been very low on Notre Dame all year.
Mm-hmm.
But what they showed against Indiana, and I think Indiana deserved to be there. I think Indiana played really good football. You take away the 3 turnovers they had, and that's a very close game. Notre Dame, they've played Georgia 3 times. Georgia's won all 3 matchups. One was in the Sugar Bowl with Herschel Walker when we won the national title. The other time was at Notre Dame, and then they came to Athens 2 years ago.
4 times.
Notre Dame's got a lot of big chip on their shoulders here. They want to beat Georgia. They want to say they belong. And they got the team to do it. They got a great rushing attack between Riley Leonard running the football and the running backs. The big thing here is their offensive. They are down their number 1 offensive lineman. He is out this game. And they're also down their number 1 defensive tackler in this game, defensive end. He's out for the entire playoffs. I think this game's very close. And I worry about the Bulldogs, but I think Gunnar Stockton comes out and shows the country they ain't going to miss a beat. And I think Georgia wins this game by 7.
Georgia wins this game by 7. I like that take a lot. Guys, Georgia, Hess and I talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on stream, but we talked about it off. But Georgia has won the national championship every time with a backup quarterback. So if you really think that backup quarterback is going to play a big role, I disagree. Georgia's defense, still top 5 in my opinion. I think they're right there with Notre Dame.
And they're healed up. They're rested.
They had another week to rest. Hate to do it, but I'm going to do it to go Georgia. I think Georgia wins this one. I think it's a little bit closer than 7. I think it's a 3-point game. Field goal to win it.
We're known to do that in the playoffs. Ask Ohio State.
I think Kirby's a better coach. Although, I do think Freeman knows what he's doing. I think Freeman's a great coach, but Kirby's top notch.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be a really good game.
I will say this: if Georgia starts out sluggish, I think that's a problem. You got to play all 4 quarters.
I think Stockton finishes this game with close to 100 yards rushing and close to 300 yards passing.
Dear Lord. Okay. I like it, man. I like it a lot. So my question to you before we go into to picking which one we plan on going for live for, do you think the extra bye has any effect on these teams that haven't played yet? Do you think it was an advantage for the teams that have already played since they already kind of tuned up, already had that playoff nerves out?
I think it depends on who you're talking about. For Georgia, I think it benefits them massively for the fact that Carson Beck's out, and they've had a whole month to work with Gunnar Stockton. Get him in tune with that offense. Also to rest up the defense, get some of these injuries healed up. Right now, Georgia's not out a single player. Everybody's healed up, ready to go, other than Carson Beck. And he did have surgery on his UCL. So he is done for the entire playoffs. There's no speculation if he make it to the national championship, he is done. But for a team like Oregon, who I feel like plays a lot on momentum, I think having an extra week off hurts them more than it benefits them. But, Dan Lanning is another Kirby Smart coach. He knows how to coach like Kirby. So I could be wrong in that take. And a team like Arizona State, I think it hurts them because they were hot. They were playing on momentum, and then they just stopped. And that's going to be a lot. That's a lot. When you have that long extended break, it's a lot on your coaching staff to keep the players in mind for what they're trying to do. And between the holidays, they've had Christmas, they've had all this time off, how they control that and keep them focused on the main goal.
Absolutely.
So it's not. I don't look at this long break like I look at the week off for baseball. When you don't have the wild card and you win the division, you get that week. I think that hurts you in baseball, but in football, I think it just depends on your coaching staff and the team that you have.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I was curious. I wanted your take on that. And now, let's pick the live, man. Which one we doing?
I'm going to pick the one. I'll pick one game.
Okay.
You pick one game, and then we'll rock, paper, scissors, and that's the one we do. Nope.
Oh, first one. First one. 1-1. All right.
I want that Boise State, Penn State Fiesta Bowl game.
Okay. You already know which one I'm picking. Rose Bowl game, baby. Oregon, Ohio State.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's call it out because we'll be a little bit delayed. So.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Cut them up, baby. Cut them up. We're going live for Rose Bowl.
Going live for the Rose Bowl.
On New Year's, baby. New
Year's, 5 p.m.
New live, 5 p.m. We'll go live 4:45?
4:45, yeah.
4:45. I'll be up there a little bit before then probably. Or we can do it here. Just let me know.
Whatever you want to do.
We'll try to get set up, man.
We'll figure the logistics out.
All right, so Wednesday, going live, guys, 4:45 p.m. for the Rose Bowl rematch. Number 1 Oregon versus number 8 Ohio State. And don't worry, guys. We'll still keep up with number 4 Penn State versus number 9 Boise. We'll be all over that game.
Who you got?
Might even do maybe some live commentary or something. Maybe at halftime. Might pop up in a live on Facebook or something.
We might be together. We might be together New Year's Eve. So
very well could be.
Yeah,
it's a good possibility.
So hey, go ahead. Give me your pick. Boise State, Penn State.
Please, I hope. Boise State. I love to see it. I want to see it, man.
I want to see Boise State. The fan in me wants Boise State.
The team I actually think will win, honestly.
My gut's Penn State.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a blowout. I think this game's very close.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the exact opposite.
I don't want Boise to get blown out because then you have this whole they didn't belong. I don't want to deal with that. So I hope Boise comes to play.
I think we see the second round matchups. I think they're all closer. I don't think we see these blowouts anymore.
First round was terrible. I need a good second round. You got Texas, Arizona State.
Give me Arizona State with the upset by 3.
I don't see it. I think Texas defense is too good. I think they will shut down that offense. Give me Texas.
Okay. All right. I like it.
If you want one more this week.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't know how. Are we still going to try to put out another episode with the live? Or how are we doing that? We gonna put out an episode Thursday morning? Be tough turn. That'd be a tight turnaround.
Maybe just one episode in the live this week.
One episode live this week, probably, guys, and then we'll be back again next Monday because we don't really have a lot going on college football wise, so we'll have time to catch up on college basketball and probably touch on that. So we'll shoot for the live since it is New Year's. A lot of people still traveling and doing a lot of stuff, so enjoy us, guys. We'll be there for the live Wednesday. Thursday, you do have number 14 Ole Miss versus Duke in the Gator Bowl on ESPN at 7:30 p.m.
I gotta say something here.
What?
Before I make my pick.
Who's playing?
All right, Jackson Dart is playing, so give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss. Duke's, their quarterback's already out. Tulane's quarterback can't play yet, so which they did got. They got Tulane's quarterback for $8 million.
Yes, they did.
Spending that money.
Duke
will be good next couple of years.
Yeah, they're working on it.
Transitioning to a football team as well. I like.
They are trying. Their baseball program's not bad either.
Baseball, basketball, yep, all around pretty solid.
Lacrosse,
swimming, ping pong, you name it. They do
ping
it all.
pong.
Baby. Academics, got it all.
Got every bit of it.
Last minute thoughts, Hess. I know we're at the hour mark. I had just a couple things on here that I wanted to touch on. Transfer portal chaos.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Tennessee fan, so obviously I see all this. Is Tennessee in panic mode? They've had 5 or 6 wide receivers enter the transfer portal. We saw something come out last night thinking about entering the transfer portal. I think he did enter the transfer portal, but I think they're still in negotiation. As we know, we still have till Monday. Mike Matthews, who will be wide receiver 1 next year for Tennessee, be coming in as a sophomore. He did enter the transfer portal last night. So right now, you only have 3 wide receivers that would be coming back next year for Tennessee. A lot of drama going on there. Any thoughts on that? Is it time for Tennessee fans to panic?
No, because Mike Matthews, yes, I get it. He's a 5-star, but he's a 5-star receiver, and he didn't do hardly anything this year. And there's a reason he didn't see the field as much. He played 10 games, and he had minimal action, if that.
He played 10 games, but it's like he was in for crunch,
and I feel like that speaks a lot toward people get wrapped up in these ratings. Oh, he's a 5-star. He's a 5-star. You look at Ohio State. You look at what they did with Jeremiah Smith. You look at Ryan Williams at Alabama. That's 2 5-stars that are 17 years old and absolutely set the world on fire. So if I'm a Tennessee fan, if Mike Matthews wants to leave, doesn't want to be a part of Vols Nation, then so be it. Let him go somewhere else. As far as your other receivers and people, other than Squirrel White, the rest of them, I honestly had no idea who they were. So kick rocks, go better yourself, do what you got to do. The only thing here with Tennessee that
honestly, Squirrel didn't have a great
season. He had one great year the year before, and this year he had 300
yards, I think. 22 receptions. I sent you his stats.
The only thing that worries me with the Vols right now, and this is the transfer portal's closed, so we won't have to worry about anybody else going to transfer portal. You can see maybe some of them come back, but no more people entering the transfer portal, so we don't have to worry about all that nonsense anymore. The big thing, if I'm a Tennessee fan right now, is I really want to hear Kitzelman come out and say, I'm coming back. Because right now, he has yet to say anything. He's been very mum. If he's coming back, they've been people trying to prod him. He hasn't said. A lot of people said the fact that Holden Stays was transferring, that signified that probably Kitzelman was coming back, but Kitzelman was apparently approached. He didn't want to say nothing. If he leaves, that makes me worry because now you're in the hole because the Vols haven't done so much in the transfer portal because they were in the playoffs. So that hurt them because they couldn't go out there and focus on transfer portal. My big thing here, and this is me outside looking in, Vols fans may have a different take on this. Everybody on that coaching staff outside of Tim Banks is in the right-hand pocket of Josh Heupel. He's friends with all of them. He coached with them in Oklahoma. He played with them in Oklahoma. I think it's time to redo that coaching staff. And is the reason all the receivers are leaving because Pope's a terrible wide receiver coach? Maybe. Are they leaving because they were promised things and it didn't come to fruition? Are they leaving because they see that Dylan Sampson left and they really don't believe anything? They believe they wouldn't have been successful under Nico. They don't believe in Nico. What's the problem here?
Yeah.
But if I'm Tennessee, I want to see Heupel make some changes to that coaching staff, and I want to see them now. I don't want to see them later on. I want to see it now, and then you can maybe go back and get that Mike Matthews if they really believe that he's going to be what he's going to be.
My thing on this. Go ahead.
The big thing here for me, though, the one thing that stands out to me is the fact that they were dangerously close to losing Boo Carter to the transfer portal, and something negotiated something. And I think that's where Mike Matthews was like, you know what? I was supposed to be that guy, but they're valuing Boo Carter more than they're valuing me. So I think that's why he's leaving. I think that was a big win for Heupel.
I mean, he could come back.
He could, but I don't see it.
I honestly think it's a money thing. I really do.
Yeah. But I don't think – do I think it's time to panic? That was the question that was asked. Do I think it's time to panic? No. Mm-hmm. But
my thing, Tennessee fans, stop panicking. Our wide receiver room was terrible this year. It was garbage. It was just fact. It was not anywhere it's supposed to be what it was supposed to be. Let's rebuild. Let's go out and get our guys.
Here's my thing. That's what I'm saying.
We did the same thing last year with their secondary. We completely whopped. If everybody remembers, we whopped our secondary. Everybody's panicking. Our secondary is going to be terrible. Secondary is going to be terrible. It's the best secondary we've had to date.
Here's my thing. You lose these guys. Say, hypothetically speaking, I know you say they could come back. They all go elsewhere. I don't care where they go elsewhere. If Tennessee and Josh Heupel, or if Josh Heupel doesn't find the replacements, doesn't get some more big-time recruits, and doesn't start doing something in this transfer portal, I look at Tennessee the same way we looked at Dabo and Clemson coming into this year. Because at this day and age, if you're not winning the transfer portal, that's why Nick Saban left. Yeah. Nick Saban hated it. He hated this whole transfer portal NIL. If they don't do something fast, and I mean, we're at 12/30 to 2024, we're getting ready to start 2025. If by January 6th, we ain't hearing that this guy's transferred, because they lost out on two linemen that they were projected to get. Two big linemen they were projected to get. They both went elsewhere. Got the one from Arizona, but there was one out of Northwestern that went to LSU, and there was another one out of Oregon that they was wanting that he's going to Penn State, which he's staying inside the conference. If Tennessee doesn't do something, Heupel's in a hot seat majorly just for that reason alone. And if you go into next year trying to scrape up, and if Tennessee's a 9-4 team next year, I don't think Heupel sees 2026. Because, and it's not because, now if you go 9-4 and you bring everybody back and it happens, I mean, injuries happen, whatever, you have that team, that's different. But if you go 9-4 or worse, and this fallout's happened, and nothing gets there to replace that, I think that puts Heupel in the hot seat. Now, do I think Heupel needs to be fired? Absolutely not. Will I give you a hard time and say Heupel's going to leave? Absolutely. But do I think he needs to go? Absolutely not. But
I'll tell you who needs to go. Joey has.
It's not a good look. It's not a good look if he can't replace those players.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. We'll see what happens. You're going to have a lot of drama. The NIL, it's just going to add more chaos to it. So we'll see what happens. I'm not panicking. We're still got a whole off season to go, guys. So my thing is, cheer for you guys who want to be there when the season rolls around. Cheer for those guys.
Yeah,
it's proven that 5 stars ain't what they are sometimes. I mean, talent's there, but can't put it on the field.
People look too much into a rating. That rating shouldn't matter until they put it out on the field.
Yeah, let me see it on the field. We've seen that happen too many times. This other one I'm not even going to touch on. We're over the time. Or do you want me to touch on it real quick?
Travis Hunter's girlfriend?
Yeah, Travis Hunter girlfriend drama. I'll give you 30 seconds. What do you think about that?
I hate it for him. I hate it for him because I think he's genuinely an absolutely good person. But I think that's just the typical. That's what we see nowadays. You got this NIL, and that's what these coaches are trying to avoid. You have these people who are, and I'm not singling out her, but you have parents and other friends that they buddy and take advantage of these kids. But I think for Travis Hunter's sake, I'm happy that it happened to him while he's under Deion, and it didn't happen once he got to the NFL, because at that point you're on your own. At least he had Deion there, and apparently Deion had a big group meeting, brought him in, put him under his wing, which he has the whole entire time. I think for that sake of it, Travis Hunter's going to be fine, and I think it saved him a headache down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Manti Te'o 2.0.
Well, at least she's real.
At least she's real. Maybe. We've never seen her in person.
Well, at least we've seen her on the field.
AI, man. You don't know today. You can't trust nothing.
Yeah.
Can't trust nothing, guys. That's the motto to go out. No, I'm kidding, guys. Hope y'all have a wonderful week. Again, guys, we'll be live this Wednesday, 4:45 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. Going to try to break records again. Let's shoot for 3K.
3K, let's do it.
Shoot for 3K views, guys. That's going to be the goal.
Rose Bowl.
Rose Bowl. Anything else, Hess? You want to close this out? Close this out, man.
Guys, again, appreciate you guys. 2025 has been an absolutely incredible, or 2024 has been an absolutely incredible year for us. I'm already looking ahead to 2025 because I'm super excited about it. And I think, again, guys, I've thanked you all these last couple episodes with my whole heart. And again, thank you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful New Year's. Be safe. And thank you for tuning in to Towers Talking Sports. We love you guys. See y'all in 2025. It's going to be amazing. Tune in there live. Rose Bowl. It's going to be awesome. See y'all.
Goodbye.